item 11, which is of course our first statement of intent to approve the Auckland Future Fund. And I'd like to acknowledge the 3 trustee directors, so have a chair's recommendation to do that. But Councillor Fletcher, I wondered if you'd like to move this item?
I would be very pleased to move this item, and I'm happy to speak to it after the officers have spoken.
Okay, so Fletcher, Simpson. So welcome to the table. And Megan, do you want to lead off? Yeah.
Is that working? Thank you, Chair. So this report provides an update on the Future Fund establishment since the governing body was last updated in August, and we'll also be requesting your approval for the statement of intent. I'll take the report as read, but the key milestones we've met is that the board has been appointed and had their first meeting. The key documents have been signed, including the trust deed, and the fund has been officially launched. Establishment work is still ongoing, including further appointments, policies and legislation protection. And on these ongoing activities, we have no other updates other than what's already in the report. I'll pass to Sarah.
Kia ora koutou. So again, I'll take the report as read, but probably the key points to note are that because AFTL was established with more than 6 months left in the financial year, it is required to prepare a statement of intent for 24-25. Council staff, with input from a range of teams, have assisted the directors of AFTL to prepare a draft SOI for their consideration, which has been reviewed and approved by that board for submission to you today. CCO governance staff, we've reviewed that draft SOI as approved by the board, and we consider it covers all the requirements under section 64 of the LGA, and it's consistent with the fund decisions and policy frameworks that you approved through the long-term plan for the Auckland Future Fund. So as such, we recommend you approve it as final. Any questions? Meg and I are happy to cover.
Thank you,
Pass to Councillor Fletcher as lead councillor.
We'll go for questions first, shall we, Councillor, and then...
I think go to questions first, but I am happy to answer any if they relate specifically to me.
Right, questions for either the officers or Councillor Fletcher? Well, that was pretty easy. Councillor Fletcher, would you like to speak to the item?
Well, I think most of the detail of this are contained in the report, but I know that Chair Chris Swasbrook would have me want to thank you all most sincerely for everything that's been undertaken to get the Auckland Future Fund to this point. It was a really momentous day, the 27th of September, in having the first board member meeting. There were a number of, we don't often have the opportunity to be involved in a startup, so there were lots of things to be dealt with, from matters of conflict, getting the trust deed all properly prepared. But I just want to speak with great confidence about the directors and the chair, David Cullinan, Craig Stobbo, and Chris Swasbrook. We have got 3 excellent people. They have a huge challenge ahead of them, and they would have me really reiterate that this is very much a long-term initiative. As much as we're impatient to get on with all the opportunities that might exist, it will be a long-term burn in terms of really looking at the physical and the financial resilience of Auckland. But I want to thank colleagues. I think your confidence through the LTP process in giving a mandate to establish this is something, and I've said it before, but of an enduring nature. It's going to be an enduring legacy from this council. So on the more practical side of things, the board will be focused on the procurement of an investment manager and getting the right people in terms of share sales advisors. There's the work that we're considering today in terms of the statement of intent. They've put in place a meeting schedule going forward. The next meeting will be on the 31st of October. There's the legislation, which will give Aucklanders the comfort of knowing that this is not going to be a fund that can be raided. There will be a local bill, and I understand that Carlos Chung is the local member of parliament who will be delivering it, and I think he's in contact with Auckland Council staff and with the directors, and I think it's his intention to try and come to the next board meeting on the 31st of October. But we've got a really great opportunity for this fund to deliver on perhaps some of the aspirations that we have for this generation and subsequent generations. But I'd just like to close on a note of thanks to the CEO for the support that he has shown through his staff, the legal teams, the financial teams and others. And I feel that the trust is in good hands, and they will be very keen to come back and report here on a regular basis. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor. Any other comments? Well, it's been moved and seconded, so I will put it to the vote. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Thank you. Good progress. Right, now item 12, disposals and recommendations. Carl, I welcome you to the table. Thank you. Carl, of course, is our strategic property specialist from Eki Panuku. Talking about the two properties. Hold on, excuse me, Mike.
Great, thank you. Ke eke panuku aho I mahi ana, he team leader portfolio review, taku tuaranga mai, ko ka me taku ingoa. I will be brief. You'll probably all be quite thankful. So I'm here just to answer questions on my report that requests that the governing body approve the disposal of 2 properties owned by council that are assets of the Lees Institute Trust, noting that the proceeds of the disposals will go towards the seismic strengthening and refurbishment of the historic Lees Institute building at 20 St Mary's Road.
Right, I'm happy to move to put this on the table. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Fletcher. Any questions for Carl? Councillor Turner.
Sorry, I haven't kept up to speed with this, but I just see the address here, Freeland Place, Avondale. Are the local boards and stuff, is there any involvement with them? I'll pass over to
Councillor Leone.
Yeah, no, I have recently, that's okay, sent that email through to the local board chair and they're well aware of that, so yes. Yes, and support it.
Any other questions or comments on this? It's been moved and seconded. I'll then put it to the vote. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Life should be so easy, Carl. Right, we move now to items 13. I could possibly put, dare I say it, 13, 14 and 15 together. 13, of course, is a status update on decisions from the governing body 26th of September meeting. 14 is a forward work program and 15 is summary of the governing body information. I just want to note one thing. We should note, and I think if I could do a B, please, note congratulations to the new Auckland Museum Trust Board Chair and Deputy. That would be nice to have that in as well. If you're happy all for those to go together, I'll move. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Henderson. Thank you very much. Any questions or comment on that? Any discussion? I'll put it to vote. All those in favour say aye. Against? Carried. Thank you. Before, I'm not closing the meeting, remember, so I won't close the meeting. I will, however, give you a time and date for the continuation of this meeting. It's been suggested to me that this meeting will be, what's the word I'm using? Deferred? No, reconvened. I'm going to adjourn this meeting and reconvene this meeting at 2 o'clock on the 30th of October, which is held in your diaries for governing body. That being the final item, I've got to move the adjournment. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Williamson, thank you. All those in favour say aye. Against? Carried. Thank you. That's it. Have a nice afternoon. All in the day's work, right?